Travis Kelce, the Kansas City Chiefs' star tight end, has long been a dominant force in the NFL. With 3 Super Bowl rings, 9 Pro Bowl selections, and a charismatic personality that transcends football, Kelce has built a legacy that few can rival. However, as he enters his age 35 season in 2024, questions are swirling about whether his dynasty is nearing its end. Declining production, the physical toll of a long career, and the emergence of younger talent have sparked debates about his future. This article dives into Kelce's recent performance, physical condition, off-field ventures, and the Chiefs' evolving offense to assess whether his reign as the NFL's premier tight end is over, or if he has more left in the tank. To evaluate Kelce's trajectory, we must first look at his on-field production. Kelce's peak years 2016 to 2022 saw him consistently surpass 1,000 receiving yards, with a career-high 1,416 in 2020. He was Patrick Mahomes' go-to-target, redefining the tight end position with his route running, yards after catch ability, and clutch playoff performances. In 2023, Kelce's production dipped. He recorded 984 yards on 93 receptions, falling short of the 1,000-yard mark for the first time since 2015. Injuries, including a hyperextended knee and an ankle sprain, limited his availability, and he missed 2 games. In 2024, through the first half of the season data up to Week 8, Kelce has been on pace for roughly 800 yards, with fewer targets as the Chiefs spread the ball to younger receivers like Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy. This decline in raw numbers raises questions. Is Kelce slowing down, or are external factors at play? The Chiefs' offense has evolved, with Mahomes distributing the ball more evenly to counter defensive schemes that double-team Kelce. Additionally, Kelce's snap count has been managed to preserve his health, reducing his opportunities. While his yards per reception, around 10.5 in 2024, remain solid, they're down from his peak of 12.4 in 2020. This suggests a slight drop in explosiveness, though his sure hands in football IQ still make him a matchup nightmare. Kelce's regular season dip hasn't carried over to the postseason. In the 2023 playoffs, he averaged 81 yards per game en route to a Super Bowl MVP performance. In 2024, assuming the Chiefs remain contenders, Kelce's ability to elevate his game in high-stakes moments will be a key indicator of his staying power. His chemistry with Mahomes remains unmatched, and his knack for finding soft spots in zone coverage keeps him elite in critical situations. At 35, Kelce is defying the typical aging curve for tight ends, but the physical toll of 12 NFL seasons, including playoffs, is undeniable. Tight ends, who endure collisions with linebackers and safeties while running precise routes, rarely maintain elite production into their mid-30s. Tony Gonzalez and Antonio Gates are exceptions, but even they saw declines by age 35. Kelce's durability has been remarkable, missing only a handful of games since 2013. However, 2023's knee and ankle injuries, coupled with minor nagging issues in 2024, hint at a body that's starting to wear down. Modern sports science, cryotherapy, hyperbaric chambers, and personalized nutrition has helped Kelce stay in top shape, but recovery times lengthen with age. The Chiefs' decision to limit his snaps to around 80% in 2024 compared to 90% in 2020 reflects a strategic effort to keep him fresh for the postseason. Film analysis from 2024 shows Kelce's route running remains crisp, but his burst off the line and top-end speed have slightly waned. He's compensating with veteran savvy, using subtle head fakes and leverage to create separation. While he's no longer blowing past defenders for 40-yard gains, his ability to exploit mismatches in the red zone, where he scored 4 touchdowns in 2024, proves he's still a weapon. Kelce's off-field endeavors have exploded in recent years, raising questions about whether they're impacting his focus. His relationship with Taylor Swift has made him a global celebrity, while his podcast New Heights, co-hosted with brother Jason Kelce, and endorsement deals have expanded his brand. In 2024, Kelce also ventured into acting, appearing in a cameo role and hosting a game show. Critics argue that Kelce's packed schedule, media appearances, travel, and business ventures could sap the energy needed for football. Supporters counter that Kelce's work ethic and competitive drive allow him to balance both. Mahomes and Chiefs coach Andy Reid have publicly dismissed distraction concerns, noting Kelce's professionalism and leadership in the locker room. Still, the mental and physical demands of his off-field life could subtly affect his preparation as he ages. Kelce's off-field success ensures he doesn't need to play for financial reasons. His current contract, a 2-year, $34.25 million deal signed in 2024, runs through 2025. With millions in endorsement income and future media opportunities, analysts predict he'll transition to broadcasting post-retirement. Kelce could retire comfortably tomorrow. This financial freedom might influence his decision to step away if his body or passion wanes. The Chiefs' offense is no longer the Kelce and Tyreek Hill show. With Hill gone and new weapons emerging, Kansas City's attack is more balanced. Rashee Rice has become a reliable WR1, while rookie Xavier Worthy's speed stretches defenses. Tight end Noah Gray has also seen an increased role, often splitting snaps with Kelce in 2T sets. In 2024, Kelce's target share has dropped to around 20% of Mahomes' passes, compared to 25 to 30% in his prime. This isn't necessarily a knock on Kelce. It reflects the Chiefs' depth and Andy Reid's scheme, which prioritizes exploiting defensive weaknesses. Kelce still draws double teams, creating opportunities for others, but his days of 150 target seasons are likely over. Noah Gray, 25, is being groomed as Kelce's eventual replacement. While Gray lacks Kelce's playmaking flair, he's a capable pass catcher and blocker. The Chiefs may increase Gray's role in 2025 to ease Kelce's workload, potentially signaling a transition. However, Kelce's unique rapport with Mahomes makes him irreplaceable in the short term. Kelce's impact extends beyond stats. As a team captain, he sets the tone for Kansas City's high-octane culture. His pre-game speeches, locker room presence, and mentorship of younger players like Rice and Worthy are invaluable. Mahomes has called Kelce the heart and soul of the offense, and his influence will linger even if his production dips. Kelce's competitive fire burns bright. After winning back-to-back Super Bowls in 2022 and 2023, he's chasing a historic three-peat in 2024. Publicly, he's expressed no desire to retire, stating in a 2024 New Heights episode, "I'll play until the wheels fall off." His love for the game, coupled with the chance to cement his legacy alongside Mahomes, suggests he's not ready to hang up his cleats. Kelce is already a lock for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. His 11,328 career receiving yards as of Week 8, 2024 rank him fourth among tight ends all time, behind Gonzalez, Witten, and Gates. Another 1,000-yard season would push him past Gates, solidifying his case as the greatest tight end ever. Even if his production declines, his resume is unimpeachable. So, is Travis Kelce's dynasty over? Not yet, but it's evolving. Here's a breakdown of his likely trajectory. Kelce is under contract through 2025, and all signs point to him returning. Expect the Chiefs to continue managing his snaps, keeping him fresh for the playoffs. He's unlikely to hit 1,000 yards again, but 800 to 900 yards and 6 to 8 touchdowns are within reach. His postseason impact will remain significant, especially if Kansas City makes another Super Bowl run. Kelce's future hinges on his health and desire. If the Chiefs win a third straight Super Bowl in 2024, he might retire on top, though his competitive nature suggests he'll play out his contract. A one-year extension into 2026 isn't out of the question, but by then, Noah Gray or a new tight end could take over. Kelce's off-field opportunities, particularly in media, will likely pull him away by 2027. Injuries are the biggest threat. A major setback in 2024 or 2025 could accelerate his decline or force an early exit. Additionally, if the Chiefs' offense shifts further toward younger players, Kelce's role could diminish, potentially denting his enthusiasm. Travis Kelce's dynasty isn't over, but it's transitioning from dominance to a more measured, veteran-driven phase. His production may not match his peak, but his impact on the field, in the locker room, and in the cultural zeitgeist remains immense. As long as he's healthy and motivated, Kelce will continue to shape the Chiefs' pursuit of history. The dynasty isn't dead. It's just adapting to the inevitable march of time. For now, Kelce remains a king in Kansas City, with a few more chapters left to write. For nearly a decade, Travis Kelce has reigned as the NFL's gold standard at the tight end position, a walking mismatch, a playoff cheat code, and a future first-ballot Hall of Famer. But with the Kansas City Chiefs' offense struggling for consistency in the 2024 season and Kelce showing rare signs of mortality, a question once unthinkable is now being asked. Is the Travis Kelce dynasty finally coming to an end? Let's dive into the numbers, the narrative, and the reality of Kelce's future. At 35 years old, Kelce is entering territory few tight ends ever touch. While he still posted respectable numbers in 2024, 74 receptions, 895 yards, and 6 touchdowns, these figures mark his lowest production since 2015. That doesn't mean he's washed. It means the margin of dominance is narrowing. More importantly, the eye test suggests Kelce is slowing down. He's still elusive in space, still knows how to find a soft spot in the zone. But those crisp breakaway cuts that once left safeties gasping, they're less frequent. The yards after catch magic is dimming. Defenses are pressing him more physically at the line, and sometimes they're winning. This isn't a collapse. It's a gradual regression, death not by a single blow, but by accumulation. Let's be clear. Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce have made each other legends. Their chemistry is telepathic, their improvisation unteachable. When Mahomes scrambles, Kelce becomes his heat-seeking missile. For years, that duo dismantled defensive coordinators' best-laid plans. But even Mahomes' wizardry can't freeze time. As Kansas City's offensive weapons have regressed and receivers have dropped passes like bad habits, Kelce has taken on more pressure. In many games, he remains the only reliable third-down option. That role isn't sustainable for a tight end in his mid-30s. And with Mahomes increasingly forced to scramble behind a shaky offensive line, plays are breaking down before Kelce can even get open. The result? Frustration, miscommunication, and for the first time, whispers of decline. Tight end is the most physically demanding hybrid position in football. You're expected to block defensive ends like a lineman and outrun safeties like a wideout. It's no surprise that even greats like Rob Gronkowski and Antonio Gates saw their dominance wane in their 30s. Kelce has been shockingly durable throughout his career, but 2024 tested that resilience. Nagging injuries, reduced practice reps, and a clearly cautious snap count tell us what the team won't say. They're managing the back end of his prime. How long can they do that? Is Kelce one bad hit from a Gronk-style exit? Or is he crafting a reinvented version of himself, less explosive, but still surgical? Let's address the elephant in the TMZ room. Travis Kelce's relationship with pop icon Taylor Swift made him the most Googled NFL player of 2023. Every stadium he entered felt like a concert. Every end zone celebration became an Instagram reel. Did it affect his performance? That's debatable. Some argue the media frenzy added distractions. Others say the spotlight fueled him, raising his brand, increasing his confidence, making him play looser. Either way, Kelce has handled the attention with grace. But fame comes at a cost, especially when you're chasing a third Super Bowl ring and trying to outrun Father Time. Let's zoom out. The Kansas City Chiefs are entering a transition. Tyreek Hill is long gone. The wide receiver room is rebuilding. The defense is emerging as the team's identity. The offensive line remains inconsistent. So where does Kelce fit into this new-look Chiefs? He's still the heartbeat of the huddle. Still Mahomes' security blanket. Still a locker room leader. But as GM Brett Veach eyes younger weapons and speedier mismatches, Kelce may find his volume shrinking, not by lack of talent, but by design. Let's be real. Travis Kelce isn't done. Not this year. Maybe not next year. He's too smart, too instinctual, too driven to vanish overnight. But the era of 1,300-yard, 10-touchdown dominance may be over. Instead, we may be entering the veteran wizard phase of his career, clutch on third downs, dangerous in the red zone, but used selectively. Think Jason Witten in his final Pro Bowl years. Less firepower, more mastery. Or think Larry Fitzgerald post-peak, morphing into a possession receiver and mentor while still flashing brilliance. Kelce could play that role for years, especially if the Chiefs develop younger stars around him. Travis Kelce is already the greatest postseason tight end in NFL history. He owns countless records. He transformed the position. He's an icon on and off the field. But dynasties don't end with a bang. They fade gracefully, painfully, inevitably. And if we are, in fact, watching the sunset of Kelce's career, we should appreciate every snap, every route, every Mahomes to Kelce miracle while we still can. Because one day soon, the Chiefs will line up on 3rd and 7, and someone else will be running that drag route across the middle. And it just won't feel the same. Kelce isn't washed. He's just aging. Gracefully, strategically, but undeniably. He'll still be there in the big moments. He may even win another ring. But the days of weekly domination are slipping behind him. And that's okay. Dynasties don't last forever. But legends do. And Travis Kelce? He's already won.